Hi, preschool friends. Today we're going to be reading one of my favorites from the Frog and Toad storybook treasury called The Garden, because garden begins with G. Frog was in his garden. Toad came walking by. "What a fine garden you have, Frog," he said. "Yes," said Frog. "It is very nice, but it was hard work." "I wish I had a garden," said Toad. "Here are some flower seeds. Plant them in the ground," said Frog, "and soon you will have a garden." "How soon?" asked Toad. "Quite soon," said Frog. Toad ran home. He planted the flower seeds. "Now, seeds," said Toad, "start growing." Toad walked up and down a few times. The seeds did not start to grow. Toad put his head close to the ground and he said loudly, "Now, seeds, start growing." Toad looked at the ground again. The seeds did not start to grow. I don't think Toad is doing this the right way. Toad put his head very close to the ground and shouted, "Now, seeds, start growing!" Frog came running up the path. "What is all this noise?" he asked. "My seeds will not grow," said Toad. "You're shouting too much," said Frog. "These poor seeds are afraid to grow." "My seeds are afraid to grow?" said Toad. "Of course," said Frog. "Leave them alone for a few days and let the sun shine on them. Let the rain fall on them, and soon your seeds will start to grow." Not sure what you can see. That night, Toad looked out his window. "Drat," said Toad, "my seeds have not started to grow. They must be afraid of the dark." Toad went out to his garden with some candles. "I will read the seeds a story," said Toad, "and then they will not be afraid." Toad read a long story to his seeds. I think maybe he should have brought a flashlight instead of candles. But all the next day, Toad sang songs to his seeds. All the next day, Toad read poems to his seeds. And all the next day, Toad played music for his seeds. I'll show you the picture for this one. There we go. Toad looked at the ground. The seeds still did not start to grow. "What shall I do?" cried Toad. "These must be the most frightened seeds in the world." Then Toad felt very tired, and he fell asleep. "Toad, Toad, wake up," said Frog. "Look at your garden." Toad looked at his garden. Little green plants were coming up out of the ground. "At last," shouted Toad, "my seeds have stopped being afraid to grow. And now you will have a nice garden too," said Frog. "Yes," said Toad, "but you are right, Frog. It was very hard work." The end. I hope you enjoyed the gentle humor of Frog and Toad, one of my very favorites. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye, friends.